bound to have a couple fighters from Dark Wolf, and of course a couple fighters from the jungle. So it's great anytime you get to see, you know, two guys here from these hometown gyms competing.
Clayton Hurley in the blue corner, Monteavaro in the red. We are set for three 3-minute rounds.
Sebastian here stalking him down, hasn't even thrown a punch yet, but you can definitely see the intensity piercing through both of these fighters here. He opens up with a kick, responds back with a kick there from Hurley. Oh, Sebastian's got to watch out there. We know he wants to take things down to the ground, but you got to admit that Clayton Hurley expecting that, man, coming up with those uppercuts just like there and kicks and knees. Anything that he can do to deter Sebastian from trying to change levels there for the takedown, making him stand up.
Monteavaro, it's better when he's cutting off the ring than kind of chasing him.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to do a better job of angling out. You don't want to just go to where your opponent is. You want to go to where you think they're going to be. There he goes. When he gets in the corner and when he gets Clayton to stop moving, that's when Sebastian's able to land his shots of his own. That's what he wants.
Nice overhand right there from Sebastian.
Somebody can only run away, but for so long. And then Clayton needs to continue to pop that jab and extend those kicks. When he was throwing those head kicks and those knees, man, that was sort of discouraging Sebastian from going in for the takedown. You can't just get on your bike and run away. You got to throw some strikes there as you're trying to get out of dangerous harm. The corner there of Sebastian telling him to don't chase. Every time Sebastian comes forward with just 1 or 2 strikes there, Clayton Hurley get on that bike and trying to circle out.
Sebastian is looking to, Clayton is looking to trade just on his terms.
Yep, Sebastian tried to shoot him for that takedown like we knew he would, and Clayton stopped it, and now he has him up against the cage. But Sebastian pops right back up. He needs to watch out for that trip there of Clayton Hurley as he's trying to set it up. If I'm Clayton Hurley, I'm going to, especially if I'm in this position here, I want to utilize my head pressure. He needs to get his head underneath the chin there of Sebastian. He wants his body to stand tall so he can level change, but he breaks off and strikes. And now Sebastian got his back up against the cage. This is not where he wants to be.
Some good accurate strikes there from Hurley.
Yeah, Hurley is starting to feel it out. You see him starting to gain a little bit more confidence here as he's letting those hands go. Last 10 seconds here. Time. Yeah, the first, I'd say 2 minutes and 30 seconds of that fight, I would give it to Sebastian. But that last 30 seconds there, once Clay Hurley was able to successfully stop the takedown and get his hands moving and working, man, you know, he was touching Sebastian up a little bit there.
It was a little bit of a track meet. Those guys were all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Clayton was running around, and then he was just waiting because he knew what Sebastian wanted to do, take things down to the ground. He stopped it, and then that allowed him, you know, once you discourage an individual from doing the takedown, then you allow your hands to work. If I'm in the corner of Hurley, I'm saying, hey, man, continue that. Keep in your back pocket. He is going to try to shoot, but get on that bike, pop that jab, extend those kicks out, those knees there, because nobody wants to shoot into a knee.
I think going into the second, they both are going to be still looking to push the action.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're in shape and you're training both of these guys, a young man, cardio shouldn't be an issue. And now Clayton, he comes out with a little bit of confidence. He's looking to make this a dog fight.
These guys are definitely letting it rip.
Yeah, especially the last 30 seconds, there's definitely a little bit more confidence there as he ended the round off than he started with Clayton Hurley there. If I'm Sebastian, I've got to keep my hands up. Yes, my opponent's a little bit taller and rangier and wants to pop and extend those long strikes there, but as long as I keep my hands up and continue to bob and weave, I can get around those punches to get right here in position where he wants for a takedown. Same thing here, Sebastian's got to utilize his head pressure underneath the chin there of Clayton, especially since he's the taller fighter, and watch out for that trip there. And now Clayton's got Sebastian's back up against the cage here. Back and forth as these two fighters here are fighting for possession.
You see Sebastian, you just pointed out, he's just doing a better job with that head pressure.
Yeah, you got to grind and make it uncomfortable. You don't always have to be so desperate, oh, I got to get things down to the ground. You can keep your opponent posted up against the fence, head pressure underneath their chin, land some strikes to their thigh, land some strikes up to their head, frame off for a knee. There is such thing as ground and pound up against the cage. You can utilize those different tools and techniques. Sebastian's just got to be active right here, even if he has that established that right underhook, and just throw some punches there, because you don't want the referee to come in and call break if you're just too isolated up against the cage for too long of a time. See, right here is where if I was Sebastian, I'd drop down, change my level. I want to get my hands right up underneath the butt there of Clay Hurley. Yeah, Sebastian's got to yoke up that underhook and get off the cage. Oh, Clayton.
Great balance.
He tried to put everything he had into that. But he strikes off the break. That's what I always tell these young fighters, man. You could be up on the cage for 10 seconds or 10 minutes, but when you eventually do break off the cage, you need to throw the strikes.
Well-timed knee to the body there from Hurley.
But Sebastian continues to come forward.
Short time.
Clayton Hurley level changes for a takedown of his own.
And gets a takedown.
Gets it. Those trips.
Right at the end of the round.
Yeah.
It's a good way to finish the round in a pretty close round, despite maybe control going to Monteavaro against the cage, but that was close.
Yeah, that one was close. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd give the first round there to Sebastian Monteavaro, and I give that second round there to Clayton Hurley. It's the third and final round, man. This right here is for all the marbles. If whoever wins this third round is going to win the fight. Either that or a finish there. Oh, and Clayton Hurley, he changes levels for a takedown. If I'm Sebastian, I need to get my shoulders up against the cage. I need to turn into and be a watch out for those trips. The 2 times that Sebastian Monteavaro got taken down, it was because of trips. It wasn't because of, a single leg or a double leg takedown. It was because of this, back and forth, wizard underhook position and trips off the cage.
This is where, regardless of how you're feeling, you got to try and do something to make something happen. You can't give up control.
Especially when this fight is so close here. I need either more takedowns or just more strikes. Because nobody wants to, when their hand isn't raised, be like, hey, you know what, man, I should have did more.
Oh, Sebastian working the guillotine, arm in. I think that's the first time Clayton actually fully committed for a single leg.
Yeah. Like I said, all the previous takedowns against the cage and trips and stuff. Now, if I'm Sebastian here, man, I'm not going to pull down, crank on it hard until I know I absolutely got it, because of those biceps, those muscles. You don't want to tire yourself out. But I can hold on to this position right here and land some knees. And now he lets go of it, and Clayton now trying to ragdoll Sebastian. And yet again, another trip. Sebastian needs to get back up. That's the third takedown there for Clayton Hurley. Sebastian needs to worry less about punching and more about getting up. And then if I'm Clayton Hurley, man, clearly Sebastian is unable to stop these trips and these tosses here. If I'm Clayton, I'm going to do it again. Turn my hips, get that pocket to his belly button, and then kick out his leg. You got a minute left here to win this fight. It's less than a minute left here, and Clayton's had a little bit more of dominance and control here in this third and final round. So Sebastian's got 30 seconds, man, to dig deep.
Oh, great trip. Again, this time he's going to land with some control. Yeah, I mean, he could hold on here and ride the time.
victory, yeah.
Looking to advance. And he is going to try and get some strikes off. And gets the neck right at the close. That was a great way to finish that round for Clayton Hurley, and in all likelihood cinched up the victory. But it will go to the judges' scorecard for the official results. Great 3-round contest from these gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the judges have reached a decision, a unanimous decision at that, for your winner, out of the blue corner, Clay Hurley.
Congratulations to Clay Hurley, picking up a solid win over a very game Sebastian Monteavaro.